Hello, everybody. Let's get that face. Hello. Hello. Hi. Let's turn the music down a little bit. Hi. Let me. I forgot to set my iPad again. Let's do that now. Hi, so hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the stream. Hi chat, as I like to say. Let's get that connected. Yeah, there we go. And let's get that to the correct window. All right, we're here. Hello, and welcome to the stream. Let me quickly just double check my levels. I feel like I'm messing with the audio every single stream. Don't ever really know how it's going, but let's just check very quickly. Okay. Yeah, no. This is good, I think. I can even turn up the music a little bit. Hello? Maybe not that much. Okay. We're here. We're doing it. Turn the monitoring off because there's an echo and it lags. There we go. All right. So, I'll just be on Facecam for a little bit before we do that. This is the celebration stream. There is only an hour to go, like even a little bit less, I might say. And this, we're there. We fully funded the like basic goal. It's crazy to me. We're actually 79 pounds over the initial goal, and I'm hyped. One of the stretch goals, which we still have like 100 pounds to go to get over the next hour, if it's possible, is the workbook / workshop. So I'm just gonna put that on screen so that you can see it. There we go. So one of the stretch goals here is 700 pounds, and you get a workshop workbook of based on the character in Soul Traveler, and that basically is kind of like a little activity for you to do. I've done little activity mini zines before, and they've been really fun, because the idea came about when I was looking at adult coloring books, and they felt very intimidating, because they're so bitty and tiny. Like, I get that I'm an adult, but sometimes I just want to relax. I don't want to like think too hard. So this is the stretch goal, and this little workshop workbook is designed to kind of get you to go through Nia's journey, her wants, her dreams, blah blah blah. And there are but like, if we don't get it, I'm already so immensely grateful that the people have backed this much of it. 46 minutes to go. That's so nuts. But yeah, so that's kind of what the next step of it is. So there's still time to potentially get it. I'm now being like very optimistic. 2 days ago, we're 130 pounds out, so we're 75% funded, and I was like, we're not gonna make it. In my head, I was already making a concession speech about like, oh, but it's okay because I've learned a lot. It's good. It's fine. But yeah, it's technically still very possible. So I'm gonna put a link in the chat for anybody who pops in, so that they know what's going on. I'll pin this for the next, we'll do 70 minutes. There we go. So what I'm gonna be doing this stream is just like celebrating or just being on the stream with you guys, and why does this always change? I need to find a way to like lock this so that it's always still the same. I don't have to keep resizing it every time. Wow. Also, nobody's been here to test this. So there's I think there's like a heart-shaped tomato somewhere on your guys' screen. And in theory, that means that you can throw stuff onto the stream. Kind of like a peasant in the town square who's like shackled up in those things, which I thought was quite funny. And the streamers that I've been watching have very, very interactive streams, but they rely on like channel points some of the time, and channel points or bits, which is great if you want to do that, but this is an option that you can do for free. I think I've put some bits in there for free so that you can throw stuff at the screen if you wanted to. Oh, let me pour my coffee. It is cold in my room, not in my, oh, that is very grimy. I've been using this cafetiere, and I lost or broke the like plunger bit that's supposed to go on the top, and so I've just kind of been using it without it, and actually it's still fine. As long as you pour very carefully. Sometimes I don't, and I end up with like chunky bits at the bottom of my coffee, but you know, I'm sure that it has some sort of nutritional value that might be quite interesting. Maybe I'll be stronger than everyone. Who knows? I did this little bit of art to also kind of do like a final promo for like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Yeah, we're gonna take, even though it's a celebration stream, we're gonna take a little slow. Oh, I broke a nail again. Okay, we'll sort that out later. God, that's really annoying. I'm really bad at doing these. Okay. Time for drawing. Let's see. Oh, also I'll be entering a competition called Mangajiman. This is, I've done a couple different ideas for it. In fact, I've thought about 3 different ideas for it, and let me see if I've got this one. There's this one. There is this one. And all of these are ideas that I've kind of like, I'm kind of starting to enjoy the process of sketching things and like coming up with the idea of what might be fun. So I'm gonna show that on here. My screen is doing a bunch of stuff. There we go. So I have 3 ideas, and I've decided I'm gonna do 2 of them for sure. And my nails are a disaster. Okay, but I decided I'm gonna be doing 2 of these ideas, and the ideas are, I don't even remember the first one. I think I have what I've started doing now, because I've never really done thumbnail sketches, but turns out it's a great way to actually plan stuff, which I'm like averse to doing for some reason. But I guess I'm learning and growing, so it's less of that. There was an idea that I'm not really, this is the thing, when I do write them down, I feel like I need to include like my ideal note-taking app, and I'm sure that it exists, it's out there somewhere, it might even be Notion or something like that, but my ideal note-taking app would be probably something that allows me to also include voice notes, because I don't actually write down the idea. I'm trying to like write it because in my head, when I have the idea, I see it start to finish, so I'm trying to write it down as quickly as possible, and my real world mortal hands are not fast enough for that. So yep. So I try and write the idea down, but I also like to keep them, which is why this is just crossed out and not deleted. But I don't really know what this is. Now that I think about it, now that I see this, I think it might be very similar to the idea. Miss... What? See, yeah, I have no idea what this is. I think it's very similar to the idea that I have now, except it seems to be the opposite thing. Oh, which means that this could be quite, like, it might be a good sequel, right? So, I'll tell you the current idea, because it's more fleshed out. I thought of this literally less than 12 hours ago. Is that right? Oh my gosh. I need to sleep. I need to have a sleep schedule that makes sense. In this sort of idea, there's this world where every person has like one personality trait. So they're either curious or devious or joyous or something like that. But everybody just gets one. So if you're a happy person, you're perpetually happy. You're not really that necessarily thoughtful or curious about the world. And when anything that is not necessarily the best thing ever happens, it doesn't really bother those people. So it's meant that there's a lot of community, but also a lot of obliviousness to the world. The world could be in a better place if people did collaborate more, but a lot of times people don't really seem to have the incentive, so they don't. And this character, which is the first character that I've ever designed that is not some version of just me, really, is haven't found a name or thought of a name for these people, but this guy over here, he is a curious sort of type, and so it's kind of like a rare Pokemon. Not necessarily a shiny Pokemon, but a rare one. Or maybe a shiny, because there's only him and this guy in their current world. And essentially, what was it? This is also like a curious guy who is now like a lot older. He's on his way out. And essentially, this guy is now kind of like, what am I gonna do? And I thought, I don't know if this is gonna come across. I don't know how good a writer I am realistically, because I don't really get a lot of. I should probably go to somewhere where someone can give me some like intense feedback, intense and specific feedback on stuff. But essentially, this guy is kind of like. They speak in questions to each other a lot of the time. They're kind of like asking questions back and forth, and that's almost always their whole conversation. And so in these first couple pages, basically, I want to establish the world and the problem of like this guy's gonna be lonely, and he's, you know, he just wants not to be that way anymore. Especially after this dude passes. So, I feel like, what was it? Yep. So he's all expressing the fact that he's gonna be lonely, and because this guy has been sick for a while, I've put in the script old man and young man, because old man's been sick for a little while, and he's been curious enough to ask the questions, but he hasn't necessarily found all the answers. He's instead found some like woo-woo spiritual, like, not the Fountain of Youth. It is like, it's called the Fountain of Souls instead. And so he kind of is going to end up tasking young man with the question of what truly lies at the fountain. And again, spoilers, but what he's basically gonna go on this journey and get to the actually maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be all that long, because I think that when I'm writing anyway, this takes up a lot more page space, and so this whole conversation is going to be condensed to one page. And then he goes on a little adventure to go and find the fountain, and when he does, his curiosity kind of takes over, and he ends up drinking all the souls. So not only now has his wisdom been sated, but also he now has multiple different human traits, personality traits, that he like changes the world with that. Some of the souls end up like floating out of the fountain as well. And they end up sort of in other people as well, which means that the world essentially becomes a better place because of curiosity. Ooh. So that's gonna be interesting. Again, I'm putting a lot on my plate because there is also another a competition. Let me go and find the link to it. And it's quite an interesting one. So let's see what happens. Can I do this? And will it work? Discovering a lot about OBS and how streaming works. There we go. So there's this competition as well, the Wordless Word Manga Contest, and it's international. Anyone can apply to submit their work. I think it's 8 to 60 pages. So if you have a project that's 8 to 60 pages, you can apply and look at the prizes. Look at the prizes. It's wild. My approach to these competitions is never that I'm going to win. If I win, that's great, but it's basically so that I have something to kind of work towards, to do the work, because it's very difficult to self-motivate. But this is sort of the what's it, the rules or the guidelines. These are the benefits. So no language barriers, anyone from anywhere in the world can apply. The manga editors will support the winners, and the winning the winning manga will be on their website, which is super cool. The application period is until February the 28th, and so Manga Jiman is in January. This is February 28th, and look at the editors, look at the supporters of the competition. So cool. Freaking Your Name, man. So cool. And yeah, so these are the application rules. 8 to 60 pages. They have a little pixel length aspect ratio for your pages. Both monochrome and color are allowed. I don't know what this means. Oh, so literally like either black or white. That's a very fun exercise for like contrast. Very, very cool. But yeah, and then there's some eligibility stuff, and then yeah. So I'm gonna try and do something for that. I think it might be quite cool, and because I need to have a closer look at the rules, because I have a very raunchy story that I also could that I want to make, and I want to attach it to a competition or something so that I have some deadline for it as well, because it's really funny to me. Actually, let me just quickly, I'm gonna just censor some things. There we go. You can tell this one it's off the rails a little bit. But essentially, the even the title is a little bit unhinged. I don't know what I'll call it. I have to look at both the rules for Manga Juman and the wordless manga competition, because I don't know if they will allow something as raunchy as I want to create. And this is going to be my first like proper raunchy bit of work. Ooh, the coffee's bitter. What? Gross. Oh, I'm so tired. But it's gonna be fun. Basically the concept for this one is that there's a girl, she is tired of being obsessed with her looks, and so she goes and tries to kill the spirits of femininity. But like, it's quite interesting. I haven't thought about the whole story yet. But there are some twists and turns that I would want to potentially put in there. I just have to think about how they come across and what if my message will be clear with what I'm trying to say. Because this one, even though it's very silly, it's quite personal in a way, because the femininity is weird. My understanding of it is weird too. So this is a comic that I'm going to be making to express that, so it's going to be quite interesting. But let's see how long we've got. 29 minutes to go. So I think it is now time to go live on Instagram as well, which means like staring at 20 screens again. But I got a lot of my friends pop in to say hi, so I'll do that, which was cute. I wish they did more of a countdown though. I feel like it's nice to have OBS on stream on Twitch to kind of get an idea of what, like, plan it a little bit more. Wow, there's lots of people on it. It's interesting because on Instagram they'll tell you how many of your followers, how many followers, is that what it says? Yeah, how many followers are active at this moment. And they send out notification to everybody. So yeah, it's quite cool, but it's obviously not as versatile as something like Twitch. So also vertical format for me is like, I don't know, I don't necessarily like it. Oh, also I need to turn on my light. Let me do that because it will balance out some of the lighting on the other side. Not by much, but by enough. Oh my gosh, purple. Yay. Does that even make a difference? Oh, good. Makes enough of a difference that I can tell. So hello. Half hour, less than half an hour to go before the Kickstarter finishes. So I'm going to be here for the next 27-ish minutes to like just celebrate and say thank you to anybody who has donated and backed the project. Oh my gosh, let me just, I can't see anything on my phone. There we go. So yeah, thank you. Hello, Sovereign Comics. Hi. Basically doing a little quick celebration stream. Why I say quick, it's gonna be like 27 minutes. Obviously, you can come and go as you please, but I have successfully funded my first ever Kickstarter, my first issue of a long comic that is gonna be very terrifying to make because it's scary stuff, but I'm doing it. And so yeah, this is the like me kind of watching and refreshing the page live. Thank you so much. We have, what was it, have like 100 quid left to go to get to the stretch goal, but if that doesn't happen, I'm okay with that. because the fact that people have pledged at the like to reach the funding goal is massive. And yeah, not a it's I'm so grateful, I'm so excited, I'm obviously also very scared, as I keep saying, because it's now I'm officially accountable for doing this, and I feel like a deadline for something like a competition is not that scary, because the competition people don't really know you personally. So if you don't end up submitting it, that's fine. But if your friends and people who support you and your work have ended up like giving you some money for something that you're making, that's like enough pressure that I want to do a really good job. But yes, I got this. If you are on Twitch, you can see my screen where I'm doing like I've got my iPad connected, and I'm showing a couple pages of the comic as it is so far. Yesterday we did a stream where I read the whole script out, and it's quite interesting because I was so nervous about it for some reason. I'm not a nervous person usually, and so it was very bizarre to kind of also be nervous. I'm hardly ever nervous about anything. So yeah, it was really weird to read it through. I wasn't really thinking whilst I was reading it, because I was doing a lot of like picturing it in my mind, and I wasn't really thinking about the words themselves. And I feel like I could use a little bit more thought about it. Having said that, the thing that works for me best is when I am ruthlessly moving forward with something. If I don't think about it too much, and if it exists in as complete a form as it can, it's easier for me to go back and look at it. I think this is the first script I've ever written as well, because when I write or draw a comic, I do it all in one go from start to finish, without sketching, without scripting. So I'm writing it and drawing it at the same time in order. And hello, I'm talking about my Kickstarter. It's been fully funded, yay! And I'm talking about the comic and what my process looks like. So when I draw a comic, I don't really do any planning or scripting. I am just going for it. So with this script, I'm worried about getting stuck, and that's not just on the script, that's on every part of the project. If I overthink the writing, then I will not be able to get to the drawing, and so that's why I really work the way that I do, because that means I can't overthink anything. If I'm just, it's like a longer, more inconvenient version of stream of consciousness. But yeah, so far I am ready to finalize the first 4 pages, and I have until sort of mid-March to get this done, because I want to get it printed and look at the quality of the prints, like do proper like proofs and stuff. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be lovely. There's also so many like little sketches that I've been thinking about including, but like the behind the scenes sketchbook, that's gonna be really fun to do, because it's basically just gonna be each page annotated like crazy, and I'll have to have a think about how I want it to work, whether I want to attach it, like do prints of the comic that include the behind the scenes sketches as part of the same book, or whether I wanted to do it as 2 separate books and say like, hey, this is the behind the scenes, this is the thing. I think it would make more sense to combine the 2, to be honest, so that you can flip through the comic and like go back and forth between some of the pages. I'll think about that later, but yeah, I'm trying to actually now go through it. These streams are actually going to be very helpful, because a lot of the stuff that I want to write down is not going to be in the comic. Hey, Hey, cabs! Hello, hello. I'm doing a live stream in the last 20 minutes of my Kickstarter to celebrate the fact that we are already past the funding goal. There's a little while to go before we reach the first stretch goal. And I don't know if we will, but it's gonna be great. Oh, by the way, congratulations on dad life. I can't imagine it. It sounds stressful, but I hope you're doing well. Cause that's awesome. Yay! Yeah, this is like the craziest thing. It's a great way to end the year as well. You haven't slept since 2022. I haven't either, so I can't imagine ever putting like a baby on top of that. But from a lot of parents, I hear that it's very worth it. So congratulations, and I hope that I think it's gonna be a couple more years, so maybe not that much longer until you can maybe get some sleep again. So I hope that you get some sleep, or at least get somebody to come over and like babysit for a little bit. I don't know at what point, because that's also a big deal. Everything feels like a big milestone at that point. But yes, congrats. Congrats! Yay! Oh my gosh, I think that's the theme of the day, just big congratulations. There are 19 minutes to go, and yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Either way, I'm super hyped. I'm trying not to, because my in 19 minutes, when this officially ends, I'm gonna have a little admin spiral where I'm gonna look at all the backers, where everybody's from, where I'm gonna have to ship to, like make a note of all the people that have pledged for the tier where they get to be in the comic. So let me change this up on Twitch. Oh, there we go. There is a tier that a lovely bunch of people have signed up to that is you can be in the comic, so you get a commissioned character, and it's quite interesting because I want to design a little bit of a villain. Oh, hello people, hello. Hi, I'm doing a little celebration stream because I've reached my funding goal for my comic and I'm super excited. We're still £100 away from the first stretch goal, which is, I've said, is absolutely fine if I don't get there, because I'm already so grateful and so excited that I get to make a fully funded comic. If I'm being really serious, and I got told off by a couple of friends for this because they said that it's still not, like, for a 20-ish page comic. I know, thank you. But for a 20-ish page comic, there's a comic artist that I follow. She says that basically the way she does her Kickstarters is she does her page rate that she would charge a client, and then on top of that, things like printing costs and everything else. I only really thought about like printing costs and like what maybe a day off work might cost, and I like chuck that in there. But like realistically speaking, I'm still very early days, and I am not at a point where I'm known enough or have enough reach to say like I want to fund have a crazy goal, or no, let's say a more accurate goal, because it's so hard being someone who like values yourself properly when you're in the world making stuff, especially with like social media and being told like all sorts of different things about how to like place your value. But yes, I'm very excited. I will be streaming on Twitch. I'll try and also stream on Instagram so that people can actually like pop in and have a look at what's happening, because on Twitch not everybody uses it, and nobody like those people who don't use it aren't really gonna start, like, I don't think you need an account actually to watch anything, but if you want to then participate in chat then you do need an account. And that's a barrier of entry. I still want people to like be able to have a quick look at what I'm gonna do. But also I'm gonna be downloading all of the streams and putting them on YouTube. I'm gonna see if I have any time at all to edit some of them down and put them on a channel where it's on my YouTube channel, where it's gonna then be like just the relevant bits rather than me just like pouring my coffee and like faffing around and messing with audio and all that sort of thing. So it's gonna be good. I'm starting to like feel a little bit like breathless, excited. I'm also yawning a lot. I'm so sorry. Ooh, I fell asleep at 5 o'clock in the morning today, so but I came up with a really good idea for a different comic, so that's fine. It's fine then. But yeah, 15 minutes to go before it's done. I'm gonna message everyone. Everyone I know. 15 minutes. Mins till it ends. But yes. So let me show you guys some stuff then, so that you can see a little bit of it if you haven't already. So there's stuff like the cover and all that sort of thing that I think are in the Kickstarter page. Thank you. Yes, the first of many to come. Yeah, I hope so, and I hope that this continues, because the story is huge. It's got, like, if scope creep was in the dictionary, this would be the the thing next to it, because it's a comic about how it's a very personal comic. It's not necessarily grounded in reality, because there's a giant cat that will swallow you and take you to different multiverses. But it's very personal in that literally everything that's in this comic is from my personal experience in that. So much so that yesterday when I was doing a script reading from start to finish, the way that I decided to do the ending of this first issue is that there's a version of me that's in New York. I say a version of me, a version of Nia that's in New York, and like, I've never been to New York, so the whole write what you know thing kind of stands out as something that I don't know if it will work in this scenario. But I'm gonna think about that also later. What was my point? I think my point was that essentially the hope is that I keep doing an issue until the story is done, like it's actually finished. And then once that is finished, I can then like re-edit or recompile everything into a giant chunky graphic novel that I can then, like, I don't know, pitch to publishers, something, I don't really know what to do after that. Maybe it will be good enough as it is, and I won't want to do that. I don't see that happening, because I'm so driven by the goal of being able to show someone a chunky book and be like, I did this. I like tangibility, and that's also why I don't do anything on Webtoon. That, and that the whole like commitment to doing something weekly is insane. Having said that, I'm gonna commit to at least do one stream a week where it's just going to be a progress stream. So you're going to see me just draw the comic and do lettering. I might not be able, actually I don't think I can talk through any of those, because I can't talk and do all this stuff at the same time, or at least I'll need a lot more practice at it before I'm doing it consistently. So there might be some streams where if you have some work to do, you can have me on in the background to support those viewer numbers, so that I don't know, so it feels less lonely in the chat for somebody who wants to come along and talk. But yeah, so I'm growing not only as an artist but as a person. It's fun, and it's fun and difficult as well. I'm gonna take a sip of this coffee. I made it so bitter. It's so upsetting. Cool. So, 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go! I don't know what to do with myself, because I kind of wanted to, I don't know, I hadn't, like, feel like a more prepared person might, like, do something. Should I have written a speech? Since I'm doing this live, since I'm sort of reacting to it live. I don't know. But when it got funded yesterday. 100% was reached yesterday. And I found this out in a complete daze. I woke up yesterday in the morning thinking like, oh shoot, what day is it? Am I meant to be going to work right now? What time is it? And then I was like, okay, no, it's a day off. Let's calm down. And then I looked at my messages, and my like comics group chat was like, "You did it!" And I was like, "What?" It's nuts. It was so nuts. I'm so restless. I'm literally just watching the countdown, and I don't know what to do with myself. I need to be fair, actually this is decaf. I was gonna say I shouldn't be drinking coffee, but it's fine. But yes, okay. What else? So I could share also what is going to be covered in issue 1. So issue 1 is going to be just the like setting up of the world, setting up of the character, the main character, and there are a lot of things I really don't know how good of an introduction it is. So do you know what, that might be incentive for me to finish it as soon as possible so that I can get someone to read it from start to finish, and that will allow me to then add some things. That's what responsible comic creators do. Yes. But I think from reading the script, I don't know if it will be enough. But I don't know. We'll have to finish it first so that we can tell. That's how I know that it'll work. So that's good. As well as this, I mentioned earlier I'm working on Manga Jiman, and actually I wanted, like, this book has been so cool. If you are someone who is into manga and just wants to understand it, or if you're an artist, this is a full-on resource because it is so good at like describing things. So basically in manga, we know that there are those little symbols that we see somewhere. We don't necessarily know, like we might know them out of habit because we've been watching anime and we kind of see those pop up then. But I'm talking about, let me see if I can find it specifically. Oh my gosh, is it not in here? Well, I'll show you this page anyway. So this is kind of like all the symbols that you get in manga, or like all the different sort of things that you can get in manga that are an indicator of what is happening to the character without you having to say like, oh, it's angry. So it's almost like not onomatopoeia, but it's almost like shorthand for that sometimes. And it has been so useful because inside you get a little, like, you get the little symbol, and then you get a comic that shows how that symbol is being used in that context. So it's so wonderful to be able to kind of not only see it, but also get an example of it. My only criticism of it is that for things like this, where you have the like actual wording to it, it does have a teeny tiny little like translation for what it would be, but it's not written in the like Romaji version of katakana or hiragana or whatever it is that is being used to write those little like onomatopoeia type things. And so I have to figure that out because like this is a good example of that. This one says ahem, but that little bit of text is not written ahem. That is something in Japanese with Japanese characters. So I feel like if I have to give myself permission to annotate this book with my own notes. It's really, I feel bad about that. I don't want to ruin a book. So yeah. It's 5 minutes left. It's 5 minutes left. I don't know what to do with myself. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go. I'm amazed. I'm humbled. I'm grateful. I don't even know what to say. I think I've already said it all. I've been talking in these streams for so long about everything. I like amazed that this is so much more possible now than it was before I launched this. When I launched the Kickstarter, it was almost by accident because I wanted to launch it in October, and then I got really nervous about it, and I then all of a sudden, on a whim, because that's how I operate apparently, I just pressed launch because I'd written this whole thing. I'd been like writing the plan for the Kickstarter and like planning the rewards and umming and ahhing about the value of each tier, and yeah, it's it's like crazy that I am funded with 4 minutes left to go. It's mad. Hi, Miguel. I'm baffled. It's 4 minutes. 4 minutes left to go until the Kickstarter ends. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm genuinely like a little bit of shock. That's crazy. All right. 3 minutes left to go. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna say? I'm gonna just say thank you so much to anyone who has shared it, who has even looked at the page, who has obviously pledged, who has given me words of encouragement behind the scenes, and had to bear with me talking about it and thinking about it out loud in their presence. It's so lovely to have your support on this. Not only emotionally but financially. It's like crazy. It feels so weird. Obviously good, but it's new, and so I don't really know what to do with myself and with all this stuff. I'm trying really hard not to think too hard about what this means for the future, because when I think about that too hard, I freak myself out. And yeah, I don't think this is something to freak out about in a bad way. It's something we can freak out about in a good way. I'm gonna be able to get this fun story out, and it's like I don't know it's gonna be like my first biggest work. Even not just this first issue, but I'm thinking about everything all together. But once it's started, I don't know if I will be able to stop. Especially because what I'm also hoping with this is that that people will bug me enough if I slow down on it. As long as there's no legitimate like nonsense that happens between now and then to stop me from actually creating this thing. But look, The minutes have turned to seconds. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. Ah! I'm bewildered. Let's see. I I really should have had something planned, like a little pop of champagne, but no, it's like 4 p.m. I have stuff to do later. I have to go to the post office. Last minute. It's the last minute. It's funny because timers like that remind me about eBay. They remind me of eBay. Can you all see this on stream? Can now. So yeah, in this last 30 seconds, thank you so much for supporting this in any way that you have or you can, and stay tuned for updates. Once the comic is finished and printed and all the Kickstarter stuff has been complete, it will be available on my website. And I still, even though the stretch goals haven't been met, I still intend to do them in some way because they're fun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've done it. It's all been thanks to you. Thank you so much for being here. If you popped into the streams for even just a couple minutes, thank you so much, and thank you so much for helping me fund this project. Wow, 30 backers, £597 to help me with printing costs, and I'm thinking of hiring an editor or a letterer or something, someone out there to just help it make sense. So yes, thank you all so much for like the 1000th time. I'll see you later on Instagram, and I'm gonna still keep going a little bit on Twitch, but yes, I'll see you later. All right, so that's it for Instagram. For us here on Twitch, what do we do? What do we do with ourselves? Oh god. Oh wow. I already said all the thank yous that I possibly could have. As far as I'm now worried that I've let somebody out. No, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, thank you. This is like the first step to me creating stuff on the regular, which is again, it's gonna be new, it's gonna be exciting, it's gonna come with ups and downs, I am certain, because just this last, like, just launching this Kickstarter has been full of ups and downs, and I'm glad to have you all here to support this. That's it for all the streams this week. I will be streaming for a little bit. I will be streaming every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, unless I say otherwise. Let me look at the calendar quickly, because yes, next Tuesday and Wednesday I'll be streaming for sure. Thursday I might not. And then the week after that is Christmas. So I'll be streaming Christmas Eve, and I think Boxing Day. My plans for those 3 days are like non-confirmed, non-existent, something like that. So TBD. I want to be able to stream all 3 of those days, but I'm not sure what will happen, especially because I work in the service industry. So I will be on my feet like a lot for the rest of this month. I'll be running around like crazy on the days that I'm working. So yes, It'll be a lot of fun. It will be wonderful. Yes. Thank you for being here. I need to go to the post office. So I'll see you next stream. See you, yeah, next stream. Take care. Drink water. I know it's gross, but you have to do it. It's better for you. I did it today and I feel pretty good. So highly recommend 10 out of 10. Okay. I'll see you later. Bye.